Cancer, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early April 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Cancerians. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for the Cancer Collective in early April? It's a beautiful time of year, if I do say so myself. What energies, messages, insights can we take a peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for the Cancer Collective. What is the vibe? What is the energy? And while we get this card out, I just want to make a quick announcement. It's a special week. It's my birthday week, April 8th, actually. So I hope everyone has good energies. For me, that's my birthday wish. I hope everyone has a great week. Okay, so we do have the beautiful Femme Fatale. Okay, this card is very alluring. It's very tempting, super confident. And this is one of the more intriguing cards in this oracle deck, if you ask my opinion. So I always raise an eyebrow when I see her, because I'm like, all right, this could be really good, but is there something I need to watch out for? Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the April subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about this mysterious Femme Fatale. So you can see right here in the box, we have this lovely lady. She's dressed all in red. Very alluring, but it's also like caution, caution. She's holding a rose. Roses are typically beautiful, but they have thorns. There's this red bird that's flying next to her. There's also these Venus flytraps along the bottom. And what do Venus flytraps do? They excrete a sweet smell to attract things in. So, of course, this is very tempting and alluring. Now, for some Cancers, this could represent your level of confidence right now. For some of you, you might be feeling great. You might be feeling good. You might feel like you're on top of the damn world when this card is here. That's really nice. You might feel as if you're this Femme Fatale. Nothing wrong with a bit of self-confidence. But, big but here, there could be certain things that you see alluring, or you see like, oh, that looks good to me, where Spirit might want you to take a closer look. Like, all right, it looks good, but are you walking into a trap? Are you walking into something that you shouldn't? So whenever I see her, I'm like, yeah, be cautious about it. There's a big energy of temptation with her too. So if there's certain things you've been trying to not do, so whether it's a habit, whether it's, you know, behaviors, thought processes, there could be a temptation to revert, if that makes sense. So we're just going to leave her right there. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say the first card here doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Let's shuffle it up one time here for the Cancerians. What do we got in early April? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. A very intriguing mix last week. The reading was titled An Explosive Situation. Lots of fire. There's some air in that as well. And to me, it felt like there could be various things that pick up steam real quick, things that could go from 0 to 100. So again, whether it's interpersonal relationships, to me, it just felt like something was on shaky ground, and like in one split second, boom, it could get out of hand. So hopefully that didn't happen, right? Hopefully if there was explosive energy, it was towards a good direction for a lot of you. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for my Cancer friends. What do we have in early April? Thank you. Okay, Knight of Wands. So there is more of this fiery energy. Oh yeah, and back to her. I always say with the Femme Fatale, she reminds me of the Queen of Wands. So it's interesting. We have her in the beginning. Now we have the Knight of Wands. I do like an action card on the front end, but this does feel like it's hitting that same vibe we were seeing last week. Let's get a couple more. Let's get a couple more here. Thank you. 7 of Cups. Cool. All right, that's more of a comfortable energy here for the Cancer Collective. Let's get one more out here. I like that. That's a card of options. It's a card of paths. A little daydreaming. We'll talk about it more in depth. Okay, a little strategy happening. So we do have the 2 of Wands right here on the back end. So there is still a lot of fire in your midst, a lot of fire energy, which can be good. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. So at first glance, like I've been mentioning, the elements, I always look at those first because it tells me how the energy is possibly moving, areas of life it could be affecting, and obviously with the Knight of Wands and the Two of Wands and that Femme Fatale in the beginning, there's still a lot of fire. Now that's great for passion, desire, taking action. For a lot of you, it could revolve around health or your general energy levels. When I see fire, I'm like, okay, this is good. This is an action-based type of energy. But there's a downside to so much fire. It could be a little unpredictable. It could be explosive like we saw last week. It could be something that like intensifies very quickly. So we're going to have to see how it all plays out. In the center, it does feel calm. We have the Seven of Cups. That's water. That's your comfort element. So that feels cool. We just have to see how it all plays together. Let's go through piece by piece and really start to build it out, though. So position number one, we are starting with the Knight of Wands. So you might be tied to a fire sign, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, if that's not the case. Knights are similar to pages. They represent action, but they also represent communication, speaking, talking. So whenever I see this knight, it's like, yeah, full go, full steam ahead, let's make this happen. So whether you're in action mode or someone you're connected to might be, this energy is always coming in hot. Now, how does it represent certain personality types? This could be the life of the party. This could represent someone that's like very outgoing, very social, party animal. It gets that reputation whenever we see the Knight of Wands. But just like all the fire cards, I already mentioned it, this knight can be very predictable in its reverse form. It's an energy that you don't know what it's going to do next, or you don't know where it's going. So we're going to want to monitor this Knight of Wands, that's for sure. It's not inherently a bad thing. And again, it could just be a conversation of some kind. So we'll look into him further. Now, moving to the center, we have the Seven of Cups. I like it, especially for a water sign reading. We see this individual, it looks like they're choosing from the menu board of life. That's what I like to call this card, because he's standing there and he's like, which cup do I want? Which cup am I going to take? Picking and choosing. This is a card of paths and options. So we always like this. It's like, all right, you're not forced to do one thing or another. There's a lot of possibilities here, which is really beautiful with this card. And similar to the Ace of Cups, I feel like this could represent offers and opportunities coming in, multiple. So the main energy we see here this week, there might be a multiplicity to it, right? There might be multiples, which could be good. Now, the challenge of the Seven of Cups could be a little fanciful, right? It could be overactive imagination. For some Cancers, you might be caught in that realm. Now, that's a good thing. Water signs can navigate this well, because you might have the creative juices flowing. There could be certain projects that you want to start going or get it moving. When the Seven of Cups is here, it's extremely imaginative. So anything surrounding creativity is really good. But this could also represent an overactive imagination or overthinking or just being caught in la-la land. Watch out for over-fantasizing as well when this card is here. No judgment here, my friends. We're all human. But moving to the back end, as we get the Seven of Cups down, we have very intriguing energy again. We have the Two of Wands. Now, this is a card, as all twos are, they can represent decisions, choices, crossroads, things like that. So for some of you, maybe you're at a make or break point in regards to something. That doesn't always have to be the case. But the big underlying theme I say about this card, because it's a guy, he's sitting there and he's about to set off on a journey. Huge card of planning, strategy. So for some of you, whether it's something that you need to plan out a little better, or you need to go step by step by step, maybe someone you're connected to, maybe they're in the planning phase of something. There's something with this card about strategy. So when I see a card of action, a card of thinking and choosing, and a card of planning, it's like, what's in the works? Do you have something in the works? Is it somebody else? We're going to have to dig a little deeper and see. It's not necessarily feeling like a nefarious thing. If I do get any warnings, I will let you know. But there could be something you either need to plan it out better. Let's dive deeper on it all. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for my Cancer friends. What's happening, please? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Knight. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Cancer, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay. Knight of Wands. What's this action about? Let's see what he's doing in position number 1. Thank you. I've been getting this for a lot of signs recently, and I always find it intriguing when I see similar threads, similar themes in different signs. I have judgment in reverse. Now, this is 2 things to me. One of 2 things. It could be both for some of you. There could be something where Spirit is telling you to be very, very cautious with. We saw it with the femme fatale. We saw it in the reading last week, and we're seeing it again. Judgment in reverse is like, you need to put the brakes on something, or you need to take it slow. So whatever situations you might be dealing with, Spirit could be telling you to take a very cautious approach. So this can be a warning, for sure. But another thing, when I see judgment in reverse, it represents something coming back around, something returning. And I've been seeing, I don't know why it's happening across the zodiac, but I've been seeing it for a lot of signs in recent weeks, where it's like something from the past could swing back around. Whether it's a person, whether it's a situation, it's like this thing is coming back fast. It's like surprising return or an unexpected return, especially with the Knight of Wands in this. It's coming in hot. So just know there could be situations that flare back up. It could even represent people popping in. I mean, you take it however it hits for you, but it's coming in fast. And yeah, once again, the other message I was getting here is just being very cautious, which also fits the bill. That also fits the theme with like the 7 of Cups, thinking, considering, pondering, the planning. It's like, well, let's slow it down. So regardless of what you're going through right now, slow the energy down. Let's see how it moves going forward. Let's see what's up with that 7 of Cups. So, and it fits. I feel like it fits the theme. But why is the 7 of Cups here for my Cancer friends, please? Slow and steady, my good friends. Oh, okay. So don't get too nervous about this. We do have the devil. It's kind of like an offset energy to the angel right next to it. So the devil, it could be a Capricorn. If you're connected to a Capricorn, this could just be them showing up. The devil can also represent situations involving money, the material world, assets, stuff like that. So when I see the 7 of Cups with the devil, to me, it's someone either taking their time and saying like, listen, I don't want to make a mistake. I don't want to choose the wrong path. I don't want to do the wrong thing. So I don't feel like it's obsessive thoughts. For some of you, hopefully this isn't somebody else, but it could be someone where they're thinking about a very specific thing over and over and over and over. It's like, I can't get it off my damn mind. Okay, so whether there's a thought or something plaguing you, or a thought or something plaguing another person, there is a tinge of obsession here with the 7 of Cups devil. It's like just something I cannot stop thinking about it. No matter what I do, I can't stop thinking about this. But aside from that, it's also that slow plan-based type of energy. It's like if you look at something long enough, if you look at all the paths, you will see patterns and you'll know which path you don't want to walk down. So there is this strong energy about whatever it is that's coming towards you or whatever it is you're dealing with, taking it very slow, very, very cautious, and avoid this if possible. Because once this energy is unleashed, whenever a devil energy shows up, it is very hard to shake. So, and listen, I know we went a lot of different directions there. We'll talk about it more during the recap. But yeah, it could be an obsessive thought of some kind from somebody else or even yourself. But at the same time, I feel like this could be avoided. Let's keep moving. Let's see what the 2 of Wands has, because that is strategy and planning. Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow. So what is happening here for the Cancers? What's that 2 of Wands about? What is happening? What's that 2 of Wands here? Cute. Yeah, I mean, it makes total sense. We have one of your power cards here. We got our good friend, the King of Cups, aka Kyle of Cups himself, without a beard. He's holding a goblet. He's having a grand old time chilling out right there. Now, to me, since this is one of your power cards, I feel like this is a positive. It could be something coming to fruition, a plan coming into motion. For some of you, it could be someone making plans towards you as well. So just keep that in mind. Like with the 2 of Wands and one of your cards, remember, it's not gender specific. It's like, how can I get in here? How can I plan this accordingly? So there could be someone making plans in regards to whatever situations you're dealing with. But I like the King of Cups. It's emotionally balanced. So I do have this energy that still says the slower, the better. If you take something slow and you plan it out and you're very meticulous about it, the energy seems to stabilize and it's really good. Okay, so again, apply that to whatever it is you're dealing with. The more planning, the better. The more strategy, the better. Okay, especially with the King of Cups. Huge card, especially in the upright, not of just emotional balance, but creativity. It's a card of nurturing, love and care. So there's a really strong love here when I see this King of Cups. And I like him showing up at the back end of this spread because it seems to even out all this other stuff we saw up front. But then again, for some of you, especially with this energy we saw in the middle, that someone can't get something off their mind, and now we see the planning. I guess it depends on what you're going through, because the plan could go various. I mean, the energies could shoot various different ways. But let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow card. If you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we have the Knight of Wands with Judgment in reverse. And I did say this feels like a surprising or unexpected return of some sort. Something or someone could flare back up, right? There could be something that revisits you. For another portion, this is Spirit saying, like, you need to slow it down, or you need to let it settle. So there could be a situation you're dealing with where it's like, give it some time or let it settle down a little bit or work itself out. Moving to the center, we have the 7 of Cups with the Devil in the upright. This does feel like an overthinking or an obsessive thought of some kind. So whether it's a topic you just can't quite get off your head, whether it's somebody else where they can't stop thinking about it or can't stop thinking about you, it's like it's a repetitive thought. For another portion of you, it does tie into that whole thing about slowing things down, because I feel like you can avoid this energy here in the center where it's like you could avoid this devil. This is something that you don't have to let in. This is something that you don't need to unleash. If you just take your time with it, it'll become apparent to you. Moving to the back end, we have the 2 of Wands with the King of Cups himself chilling right there. The more planning, the better. I don't know how that applies to whatever it is you're going through, but the slower and more strategic you're moving, the better things are going to go for you. That's just how it's, or either that or someone's making some plans towards you, which could be a little concerning about what we see here in the front, but hey, it is what it is. Like I said, that's an energy that can be avoided. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for my Cancer friends. What's happening? And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end, just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get your shadow card out. What do we have? What is in the shadows for my Cancers? There we go. Thank you. Okay, 5 of Cups. Okay, so we do have the River of Tears, and I'm not going to go full scorched earth on this and say this is the darkest rendition that this card can be. I mean, it does look a little spooky with this deck, but the 5 of Cups is generally called the River of Tears. Now, it could be on a spectrum. For some Cancers, you might just have a couple off days. Maybe you're just down in the dumps a little bit. It's a little bit gloomy. Nothing wrong with that. But the 5 of Cups can also represent situations or things that you haven't fully processed yet. Right? Because this person, they're still on one leg of their journey. This isn't a permanent energy. So this can be positive for some of you. It could be Spirit saying, like, listen, this is just a bump in the road. This too shall pass. It's good in that sense. But the 5 of Cups is literally the River of Tears. Right? So it's either holding on to or unprocessed feelings and emotions. Okay? And I'm not making any judgments here. People process things on their own time. So we're going to leave it at that, Cancer. That's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The April subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me and get a little further insight into your situation, you can check out my digital calendar on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The April calendar is up, so feel free to go check it out and book. But for the April subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies, not 2, of one of my favorite decks of all time, the Gilded Tarot Royale. It's a gorgeous deck and it works fantastic. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, if you could pick one tarot card to best describe you, which one would it be? Are you the Empress? Are you the High Priestess? Are you the Emperor, the Moon, the Sun? You put your answer down in the comments, you'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.